Working for you. When you reach out for help, the RTV6 team gets action and answers.
This is RTV6 News at 11. Working for you.
Welcome in. We start tonight with a problem many neighborhoods are dealing with: abandoned homes that attract bad elements. Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. We first showed you this house last month here on the news at 11.
Working for you, RTV6's Cameron Riddle went back there tonight and found out what the city is doing to address concerns.
Residents in the Southside neighborhood say they are seeing a difference after calling RTV6 when they felt no one was listening.
We've been calling for 2 years, and this is the furthest we've got on it. You were out here 2 weeks ago, and we actually have an answer and a timeline. So I guess that's something.
2 weeks ago, Katrina Cunningham called RTV6 after used needles littered the sidewalk she uses to put her daughter on the school bus. The needles and a long list of issues came from this half-standing, half-collapsed house at the corner of Harlan and Kelly Streets, a house Dimitri Kaiser with the city of Indianapolis says is headed for demolition after numerous complaints from neighbors.
We're moving right along. Been in contact with the property owner, making them aware of what will result if there are no immediate actions as far as the property owner demoing the house, or if they don't have a plan to repair. Which we do allow as well.
As much as the neighborhood would love to see this house torn down tomorrow, Kaiser says it's not an overnight process, as the property owner is first offered a number of chances to bring the home up to code before the city tears it down.
We're talking about the same neighbor who's left this house here for a year like this, right? And who tore his own windows out and his old siding off his house 2 years prior to that. He don't fix anything. He tears his property up. I want to know how they plan on fixing that is my question. Is he going to tear it down himself and build a new house?
Kaiser says that may be decided at an administrative hearing next month. Another step toward demolition, a process that has been a year in the making.
It could be 5 to 7 months between the time we go out and inspect the property, decide that it is in need of a demo order needs to be issued. Going through that whole process, it can take a while.
While progress is being made at City Hall, Cunningham says progress is also being made on Harlan Street, where the health department has made regular visits to the neighborhood eyesore, checking for needles, an issue the city first learned about after a call from RTV6.
The health department's been great. They've been in touch with me as soon as they heard about the needles. He's called me multiple times. He keeps in touch to make sure there's no more needles out here and if he needs to discard them.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Now, if you see a home in your neighborhood that should be demolished, you can report it by calling the Mayor's Action Center at 317-327-4622.
After you guys came, water heater was here the next day.
People who live in an apartment complex in Speedway have hot water tonight, just 3 days after asking RTV6 for help. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker first started looking into this problem Tuesday. He found out what tenants hope for now, moving forward.
Tiffany Strait tells me the last year of living here at Lexington Green and Villa Capri has been quite the headache.
I'm out of here next month, but at least it'll help the future residents.
After being without hot water for almost a week, Tiffany says she didn't think her complex was going to fix the problem, so she called us.
Sometimes somebody just needs that extra, you need to be doing this, you're not doing this, you're falling short.
Barrett Asset Management, the company that owns the apartment complex, never got back to us, but we're still pressing them for answers about why it took us getting involved to get the ball rolling. The Marion County Health Department is also looking into this matter. Their inspectors saw work crews getting ready to install this water heater, addressing the complaint.
We do have hot water now.
Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
And Tiffany tells RTV6 she's cautiously optimistic about the apartment complex getting things in order because it took so long to fix the broken water heater. We will continue reaching out to Barrett Asset Management to see how they are addressing maintenance concerns. And if you have a problem and need help getting results, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
And now to a live look outside from our tower camera in downtown Indianapolis. A clear evening, although we had some drizzle and rain earlier today, and the temperatures have dropped. Kevin joins us now, helping you plan for the weekend. Kevin.
And we've changed seasons, haven't we, since early afternoon? I choose 4 o'clock to show you it was 67 degrees. That is right when the cold front was moving through Indianapolis. Temperature right now, 43 in Indy. Temperatures off to the north and west are cooler. The rain has ended there. Eastern portion of the state, right along the state line. Bye-bye to the rain. That means a dry weekend. 40 degrees in Lafayette now. You'll lead the way into the 30s, and you won't be the only spot in the 30s. Areas to the north, low to mid 30s, with the wind calming down. I do expect some patchy frost in the morning. Temperatures through central Indiana around Interstate 70, mid 30s, and the same to the south. This is the way your morning starts. Lots of sunshine will carry that noontime temperature to 47. We'll finish the afternoon and talk about the changes for Sunday coming up.
Well, now to a warning for anyone who uses or is thinking about using grocery delivery services.
I felt very violated. I did, and helpless at that moment.
Like many people, Crystal Silver uses a grocery delivery service because of her busy schedule. She recently made an online order from Kroger, buying an estimated $115 worth of food. After getting the delivery, she noticed several items she did not order charged to her account, with a final bill of $173.
Nicorette gum, there was car chargers, air fresheners, string cheese, lifesavers, and all types of stuff. I was pretty devastated at that moment. I'm like, you know, that could have been my last for more groceries, or, you know, I get paid every 2 weeks. So that could have been bill money. That could have been anything.
We found out Kroger uses the third-party delivery service called Instacart. Their shoppers pick out the items, check out, and deliver the groceries. Each shopper receives a payment card that is capped at the amount needed for each order, but there is a credit line for item replacements, which is how the shopper was able to add more items. An Instacart spokeswoman tells RTV6 the shopper who took Crystal's order has been suspended and deactivated from the platform.
More families are taking legal action after some Lawrence Township students were mistakenly injected with insulin. 16 students at the McKenzie Center were given insulin instead of TB tests by Community Health Network staff members on September 30th. They were supposed to get tested for TB as part of their CNA program. Now, the school district and Community Health were expected to receive legal notices by 2 families. A third family filed a notice last week.
The Indiana Attorney General's office is appealing a ruling to release a man convicted of killing an Indiana University student 19 years ago. In 2006, a jury found John Myers guilty of murdering 19-year-old Jill Bierman in Morgan County 6 years after she disappeared. Last month, a federal court ruled Myers should be released from prison, saying he received ineffective counsel at trial. The Morgan County prosecutor says if the appeal is successful, Myers' murder conviction will stand.
The owner of a burned-out home on the south side of Indianapolis has until November 11th to clean up the property. The house is more than an eyesore and safety hazard to neighbors. Its damaged condition brings back painful memories. That's because the home is in the Richmond Hill neighborhood. It's just 5 houses down from where the Richmond Hill explosion happened in 2012, damaging or destroying 90 homes and killing 2 people.
It's just a grim reminder of what happened 7 years ago. And, you know, we need to get things like that out of our neighborhoods because it's just a reminder of things, of incidents past.
The house caught fire in May. Business and Neighborhood Services says there is no specific time requirement for a home to be torn down.
A now former coach at a high school in Hendricks County is under investigation. It comes amid an investigation into a coach at the same school. Investigators tell RTV6 they're looking into inappropriate communications involving Louis Aguilar. He was the varsity volleyball coach at Tri-West. The Northwest Hendricks School District has terminated his contract. Tri-West's football coach Tyler Bruce is under investigation for an alleged sexual misconduct with a student. Neither man faces criminal charges. And today, Call 6 investigators learned the outgoing superintendent of the Northwest School District will get $116,000 under a severance agreement. Superintendent Mike Springer resigned from the district this week. He and the board have been at odds over the handling of the allegations against Bruce. Springer's contract was not set to expire until next year.
Coming up, a former U.S. ambassador testifies on Capitol Hill in the impeachment inquiry, what she told lawmakers and President Trump's response.
Go! It's a slow march here at Rebuff Cathedral, taking on the Braves tonight in Week 8 of Friday Football Frenzy. The conditions, not nearly as exciting as some of the games. We've got it all covered for you coming up in just a bit.
A case of mistaken identity landed a central Indiana woman in jail. She was freed after RTV6 got involved.
An Indiana man says his sister is in jail tonight after someone used her ID to test drive a car that was never returned.
This isn't right. This isn't how things are supposed to go.
Kristen Parr was arrested at her home on Thursday night, accused of auto theft. Police say the person on the right used Parr's ID to test drive a car from a Greenfield car lot, but never returned it. That's when a warrant was issued for Parr's arrest. Family reached out to RTV6 asking for help. Greenfield police say a county festival that closed all offices on Friday led to the delay in investigating this case. Once detectives were able to verify that her identity had been stolen, they worked with the prosecutor to dismiss the charges. The chief says he hopes to meet with Parr soon.
Unfortunately, even though we did everything right at that time, it still doesn't make her stay in the Hancock County Jail any more okay.
One house for just $239 a month.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Well, now to the latest on the impeachment inquiry into President Trump.
Attorneys for the whistleblower at the center of the inquiry have told Congress their client will answer questions in writing instead of appearing before any committees in person. Today, the former ambassador to Ukraine testified behind closed doors that President Trump pressured the State Department to remove her from her position. The State Department told Marie Yovanovitch to not appear, but she did, facing a subpoena. President Trump was asked about the former ambassador this afternoon.
If you remember the phone call I had with the president, the new president, he didn't speak favorably, but I just don't know her.
Yovanovitch served 6 administrations, Republican and Democrat.
The first 2020 presidential debate will be held in Indiana. Today, the Nonpartisan Commission on Presidential Debates announced sites and dates for 3 debates. First on September 29th at the University of Notre Dame. The others will be at the University of Michigan and at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. A vice presidential debate is set for October 7th at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City.
And here's a live look outside at 11:15 on this Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium. A chilly night out there, Kevin.
Football games, I'm sure, were challenging. The wind, the showers. We'll find out about all the highlights coming up with Dave in a second. Where are we headed for the weekend? Lots of sunshine, both tomorrow and on Sunday. Biggest difference will be the temperature jump for the second half of the weekend, back into the mid-60s. I'll point out full moon Sunday night. Of course, it will be almost full moon tomorrow night, and both nights skies will be clear, so we can look forward to that. Well, the freeze warnings are off to the west from Wisconsin all the way down to Texas. For us, the wind will stay up just enough. I'm not saying we won't have any frost. I don't think we'll have any widespread frost as the wind keeps things mixed up just enough. There are some of the temperatures at or above freezing in spots in the morning. 36 in Indy. Skies are clearing as we speak from west to east. That will set the stage for what becomes a brilliantly sunny day tomorrow. Temperature by noon, 47. Afternoon temperature, a modest 55 in most of central Indiana. That wind about 10 to 15 miles per hour, not as windy as what we had today. IU, 48 degrees for their kickoff, breezy. Homecoming at Purdue, 49, a noon kickoff. If you're headed up to South Bend, a night game, skies will be clear. It will be breezy. Temperature will fall off from the kickoff temperature of 46 degrees. If you're not doing any football over the weekend, just want to get some yard work done, temperatures lower to middle 50s north of Indy, to the south mid 50s. That wind will be out of the southwest, and that will start a warming trend. We won't be as cold on Sunday morning, and Sunday afternoon temperatures will make it into the mid-60s. There's the wind. It becomes more noticeable again on Sunday, gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour, taking that temperature into the mid-60s for afternoon highs, slightly below average for this time of year. Temperatures even next week will only peak in the upper 60s. That's on Tuesday. Chance of thunderstorms Tuesday will knock the temperature back. As you can see 60 on Wednesday, 255. Here's your 7-day planner. Plan on lots of sunshine for the weekend. Still sunny and dry Monday. Chance of thunderstorms as we get to Tuesday. Then we're cooler once again Wednesday and Thursday. As you know, it's Friday night, not just any Friday night, Friday football frenzy night.
From RTV6, this is Friday Football Frenzy.
Kevin, thanks. Here we go to a Triton Central at 4A. Beech Grove, Indiana Crossroads Conference. Triton and White. Hayden Kermode, 5'10 junior with the second score of the game. 10-yard touch, 20-0 Triton at that point. Sometimes a little tough to tackle in the rain. Watch this. Joshua Thacker's first touch at the 45, but he's dragging tacklers another 20 yards after that. Tough to bring him down on a big night for Triton Central. 40-7, the final. Both teams now 5-3. With just 1 week remaining in the regular season. Good evening to you. Welcome to the less than ideal conditions edition of Friday Football Frenzy. Crazy weather, but the bottom line is this. The sectional draw is Sunday. Everyone trying to get ready for the tournament. That includes Carmel and Warren Central. A rematch of the 6A title game from last year. Third quarter, Warren on the Carmel 15-yard line. Kobe Moore loses the football. Dominic Pageant comes up with it. Carmel's D holds, and it turns it a 14-point swing. Christian Williams on the RPO keeps it, finds Colton Parker, jumps up to get it. 31-yard touchdown. One of 2 for Williams tonight. Carmel up 14-0. They add to it in the fourth. Dylan Downing, 3-yard score. Warren Central held scoreless for the first time in 20 years. Big win for Carmel, 28-0. North Central now controls their own destiny for the MIC regular season championship. To the HCC, Fishers trying to right the ship. At Westfield tonight, you could have used the ship tonight. It was so much rainfall out there. Westfield in the dark unities, Eli Pageant, so quick out of the gate. Pageant, the Fishers, about basically the 10-yard line, and with that kind of power, why not? Give it to him again. One little time, finally takes it left, in for the score, but Fishers tightened up the defense after that. Alec LeMake here with the stop. Dylan Scally, 180 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Fishers hangs on the road, 19-14. They improve to 6-2. All right, senior nights already. Yeah, a lot of talk about sectionals in a couple of weeks, and maybe it was just me, but there was also a lot of talk about Dave's home video. Zionsville, hard to believe. It is already senior night for the Eagles. They got a big one, though, tonight, taking on the top-ranked team in 6A in Avon, who they beat just a year ago. Orioles, by the way, trying to clinch at least a share of the HCC tonight. What a way to begin here. Dave's home video. And it was a wet one. Looked like the rain's actually picked up when the game began. Zionsville defense, though, rising to the occasion. Avon and White, this is on third down. Zionsville's Garrett Williamson, and he knew it. Big play by Garrett, and how about one more? Krishawn McCray stopped for the loss. Williamson again, the senior on senior night. And Evan James, the defensive coaches, they were loving it on the sidelines, but one play can change everything. Avon's Henry Hessen over the middle to Wallace Stovall. Look at the wheels on Stovall in the rain and everything. 74-yard touchdown. Take it to the end. Game tied, 10 seconds left. Came down to Avon's Nick Bandy, a game-winning 30-yard field goal. Avon wins at 31-28. Orioles improved to 8-0. Grab at least a share of the HCC crown. Meanwhile, here at Rebuff, the Braves are taking on Cathedral. This is a rare meeting. First time in 3 years these two schools have met. As you might imagine, yes, it's cold. Yes, it's rainy. The hottest thing, the sales for hot chocolate.
5, 6. Thank you.
What do you got? 3 hot? You usually order 3 hot chocolates?
2 hot chocolates.
2 hot chocolates.
Hot chocolates.
They're selling quick. We need them, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Concession stand was packed tonight. And that football was slick. Cathedral in white, Orrin Edwards and Jake Langdon with the bad exchange. Cathedral hangs on to the ball. Game was tied in the first half. Irish got the ball moving in the second. Edwards finds Camden Jordan for the first down. Edwards throws for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jordan, he singles. You like it when the wide receivers also signal first down. Cathedral wins it tonight 21-7 as they improve to 6-2. Wrapping up Dave's home video and a look around a wet night of Friday football
frenzy. Well, there's a reason basketball is played indoors. And a related story, the Pacers are back at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Remember, it's only an exhibition, not a competition. Please, no wagering. Brad Brown at the Fieldhouse. The preseason, it took on the Chicago Bulls.
It becomes evident very quickly at just how different this Pacers roster is from the one that finished last season.
I think last year we set the precedent for how we wanted to play. You know, we kind of set the blueprint, and I think these guys are kind of falling in line and following suit. You know, I think guys came in and saw how we like to play and embraced it.
An early lead grew to 18 points in the second quarter. Malcolm Brogdon scored a dozen early. 9 different players scored in the first half as many different combinations were clicking on the court.
For the most part, I thought we came out, played hard, executed. There's definitely stuff we can work on, we're going to need to work on, but you know, a lot of the time you'll see starting groups come out and look at their opponent and not take them, take them pretty light, and we didn't do that tonight.
It is still the preseason, and the game was a bit sloppy at times. The Pacers had 20 turnovers, but they put together a business-like effort in the second half. TJ Warren finished the night with a team-best 17 points, and the three-pointers kept falling. Indiana hit 12 of them on the night, on their way to the 105-87 win.
Just a learning experience. We're trying to build chemistry. Since training camp, we just want to establish playing together all the time and making sure we're on the strength defensively and making sure we're getting good offensive looks and just playing inside out, outside in. So just want to continue that.
For what it's worth, the Bulls didn't play their starters tonight, but credit the Pacers defense for holding Chicago to just 37% shooting from the field. The Pacers will have one more preseason tune-up here at home. That comes up on Tuesday night against Minnesota. Fans can also come here to the Fieldhouse for Fan Jam. That's on Sunday afternoon, starting at 2:30. At Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Looked warmer and drier inside Bankers Life.
It really did.
The better assignment tonight.
Might have got the better end of that deal. Yeah. All right, it's all good. We had fun tonight.
All right,
Good to hear there, Dave. Next.
A new career path is possible in Indiana thanks to a new law. Why local casinos are hiring hundreds of Hoosiers at starting salaries of at least $20 an hour. No experience necessary.
Hiring Hoosiers is connecting you to jobs that are about to become legal in Indiana. Earlier this year, we told you about a change in state law, opening up opportunities for hundreds of Hoosiers who might want to try their hand at a new kind of career, one that could earn you at least $20 an hour working in a casino with paid on-the-job training. Starting January 1st, live table dealers will be allowed at gambling properties built on land in Indiana. Now there's a ramped-up push to hire and teach people how to run table games. Trainees get paid while learning the rules of games like 3-card poker, roulette, and craps. Both Harrah's Hoosier Park in Anderson and Indiana Grand in Shelbyville are looking to hire hundreds of workers.
The money, the income is amazing. I couldn't believe that the starting wage for something like this. And, you're getting paid to come here to class, whereas if you went anywhere else, you would have to pay them.
6 weeks is the commitment to become a dealer. So 6 weeks, 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, and you're a dealer come January making at least $20 an hour.
Indiana Grand is starting its next dealer academy on November 4th and holding a job fair on October 21st. For more information on those events and for a link to apply, click on this story at hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
Only on RTV6 News.
Sunshine helps everything. Certainly temperatures in the 50s it does. 55, great day for college football. 64 on Sunday. Again, if you're up and at 'em early, you might find it too cool. Wait it out. Temperature by noon, close to 50. There are the highs in the afternoon, mid-50s.
So if you're tailgating tomorrow morning.
Oh,
yeah.
Dave needs it to warm up after
Volunteer to cook.
tonight.
You're on the grill.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's warm it up. Heck of an idea.
Thanks for joining us here on a Friday night.
Good night.